This is Smoking Out the Closet. Now, here are your hosts.
Hi, I'm Rayven. I use she, her pronouns.
I am Asmodeus. I use they, them pronouns.
Dude, I can't remember our intro.
We are a queer podcast that talks about cannabis,
the LGBT community,
and everything in between.
and beyond.
So welcome. I just had to take the reins this time.
Dude, okay, but can you blame me? I've been talking so much about our show today.
Yeah, so we have some context here. We were at the Pittsburgh Cannabis Festival all day today.
At the time of recording, we were just home. Well, not just home, but we were home
For the night.
After the Pittsburgh Cannabis Festival. And it was a lot. It was a lot, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was a lot. But I had fun.
I had so much fun. That time went so fast.
It did. Before we get into talking about the festival,
our review this week is a little bit different, and I'm excited about it.
I'm excited. And I also kind of want to talk about a little bit after this review, a little forward into the next episode's review.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. There was so much that happened today.
Yeah, there's so much. Okay, so because we walked around a lot and talked to a lot of people, I recently got the Organic Remedies Transdermal THC patch that they just released in PA. Now, apparently there were some transdermal patches in the beginning of the program.
I heard they came from Cresco the first time,
and they did not do very well in the market at the time. I think they're going to do great, especially at my store that I work at, because we have a lot of people who are looking for the Dr. Solomon's and looking for something to actually take care of pain and everything. So this on the packaging, it says the dose is a half patch, so you have 2 total dosages. You're supposed to cut it in half, I guess.
Which is great because Rayven bought one and then we cut it in half, and we both had a half.
Yeah, exactly. Now it says it's only 50 milligrams of THC, which is okay because I'm wondering if that just makes it 25 for the halves.
Yeah, probably.
Roughly, because the Dr. Solomon's container says that I use is 200 milligrams THC, 200 milligrams CBD. The way PA's containers are generally packaged, it's the entire container when it's ingestibles.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's 200 milligrams
for the entire
container
of lotion.
Yeah. Now they have a nice little almost like playing card material.
That's pretty cool. I didn't get to see this.
And it tells you how to put the patch on and everything. And the patch is supposed to be for 24 hours.
So you're supposed to use the provided alcohol wipes. I don't think there were alcohol wipes in there.
There were.
Oh. We were supposed to use those to clean the area first.
Yeah, I just wanted it on. My ankle was hurting.
That's fair. My knee that always hurts after I broke it, no surprise, was hurting after walking. Hold on. 5.66 miles today. And then you're supposed to, after cut it, you take the clear plastic off, and there's a tan side and a white side. And the tan side goes towards your skin.
Well, I figured the sticky side.
What's sticky? Yeah, the sticky side goes towards your skin.
Yeah, for those who may have color issues.
And apply pressure to the patch for 30 seconds, pressing firmly. I will tell you, ouch, it hurts when you remove it. Yeah, no shit, that's what I'm about to say. I'm not looking forward to removing it.
Well, I'll tell you that much. No, it does say on the thing, make sure you wear the patch for the full length of time. If you remove it early, peel slowly from any corner. Or essential oils, exfoliants, or water may help remove the patch easier.
Yeah.
The reason why is this thing is supposed to be on for a whole 24 hours. Yeah. So your skin's supposed to, from my understanding, your skin's supposed to kind of
help loosen it up with the oils and stuff.
Yeah. and they say it recommended to start to a quarter to a half patch. I'm loving the half patch.
Yeah, because, oh my God, I think, I know I've told you off microphone. This is the first time since I've broken my kneecap that I do not have any pain whatsoever in this knee. It's still crunchy and stuff, but it doesn't hurt at all.
Same with my ankle injury. That's where I put it because after all that walking. Yeah, I'm giving this a 4 out of 5.
I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I can't find anything else that takes care of my knee pain this well. Like chronic knee pain.
Yeah.
This is it.
The reason why I gave it a 4 out of 5 is mostly the price point for what you get.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing that put it back a little bit. I don't think it's enough to where I can justify it higher than a 4 out of 5.
My saving grace with it is that I don't think I'm allergic to this adhesive. I haven't had any itchiness. It's not any warmer than it usually is after overworking that knee. And it's not itchy. I forgot it was there because we were sitting eating dinner and you're like, I'm loving this patch. I'm like, what patch? I thought you meant like a patch in this plane of existence, in this like video game we call life. I don't know. I was like, oh, the patch on my knee that's making it not hurt. And I think that speaks to the quality of the product. That if I forgot that I was using it and that it was there, it's great. I love it.
Now, I will say, this at my where I found it is $20. $20 for 2 days use. That is a bit high considering that Dr. Solomon's lotions are pretty significant in taking care of the pain for about $10 more. And I get months usage out of that.
What I'm thinking about though is when you put this patch on, you're going to have a continuous full day relief. The lotion you have to reapply.
Sometimes I don't have to reapply it though. And that's the thing, is like even with reapplying, I've gotten months out of a bottle. And that's where I think the saving grace is for the Dr. Solomon's. Even though you have to reapply, you get months out of it, and it's only like $30 or $40.
Yeah.
So I think, I can't remember. It's been a while since I bought it.
I will say, yeah, it is a little bit much for the Transdermal patch, but I feel like it's definitely worth it. Especially, I feel like when I'm having a bad like knee flare-up day.
Yeah, it's good for really bad flare-ups, I will say. I definitely want to see it get cheaper and maybe be like $10. I'd gladly pay $10 for that.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know. We'll see. And the thing is, I don't think it changes prices between the dosage. Like, it's all the 10 mil, all the patches are $20, which sucks.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Cannabis Fest?
Sure.
Oh boy. Okay, so where do we begin? Well, we get there a little later than some people. We get there about 10.
Yeah. We don't have a lot to set up though.
No. Literally, we're just selling stickers because trying to get funds back into the show and everything. And I feel bad. I learned that the stickers weren't great for like really small cylindricals like batteries and stuff.
Well, so I don't think anybody's even going to put them on a battery.
No, that's how I found out. Someone would try putting it on the battery.
Oh.
And I wasted 2 other stickers trying to fix it for them. And it was just because the cover, the lamination stuff I was using to kind of make it waterproof doesn't really work very well with the pens.
It was just a thicker lamination sheet.
Yeah.
And so it didn't have much flexibility.
Mm-hmm. So that's my bad for anyone who had that. But thank you for helping fund our podcast. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Also, thank you to all the new listeners we have.
Yeah, welcome everybody.
Event. Hi.
It was great meeting you all and getting to talk to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And but before we get into really the meat and potatoes, Sorry, we were listening to old podcast episodes, and you said that, and I wanted to say it.
Yeah.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the festival, let's talk a little bit about what happened whenever we were like setting up and everything.
Okay.
So like, we I think we were the only ones who had we wanted a power hookup, and like
on our side,
because we just charged your phone for
It was mostly so we could make sure my phone was charged because that's how we were hooked up with the podcast, and the speaker was charged. Those are the two main reasons why I wanted to make sure we had power. So we got power. Oh, what were you gonna bring up? I'm sorry.
We were gonna have a banner.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have like a sign, like a yard sign or something, and that never happened, which I'm a little upset about. So we had to go and run all the way down to Giant Eagle, or not Giant Eagle, Dollar General, and kind of get some little arts and crafts supplies to make signs.
Yeah.
For ourselves. But honestly, I'm thinking about doing what keeping Curated Flame did. When I say keeping classy, but that's not. It was Curated Flame. Because they have their own, and it looks like they just pull them up, put them away, and then whenever they go to another festival or an event,
they'll stake them back down.
Yeah.
And that's how they do a lot of their advertising too, is they have those yard signs, then they've had them out here and just staked in the ground and stuff. But it's also the principle of the thing.
Yeah, because we were contracted to get that.
I'll reach out to them tomorrow and see what happened.
But say Levy, it doesn't spoil the fun of the event. And I do want to do it next year still. If you do.
I just want to make sure we have our whole contract situated.
I will say this year, no offense to the folks that work at the Pittsburgh Cannabis Festival, it seems like they had, and they even said they had a lot of people change, like team changes. And what it seems like is a lot of people moved or, didn't want to do it again or, kind of just, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. They didn't return. And it was kind of fumbled a bit.
I even said, and if anybody's listening from the Cannabis Festival who's on like the board or whatever, I will organize the whole damn thing. I will make sure we have enough porta potties because there was only one. I'll make sure everybody has their fucking yard signs and everything. I'll make sure that we can maybe extend it a little longer. I don't think 5 hours there was enough of the actual event. And I know they were talking last year about getting it for a full weekend, which would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, I just don't think they have enough funds in it for it yet.
No, but I would like for it to get there.
Yeah, no, I definitely would love this to be like a 3-day event. Are you kidding me? Like, have it be like Pride.
Absolutely.
Like, just love that.
Yeah.
Even just 2 days. Even to have it like 2 days at Pride. Because that's the same park Pride was in.
Yeah, at Allegheny Commons. Have it like a Saturday and a Sunday.
Or a Friday in it. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday would probably be good.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there's a bunch of cool people there like usual.
We were sitting next to a select rep who remembers me.
So if you're listening, hi.
Who I forgot it's all the way from Philly.
Yeah.
He drove all the way
whole way out here.
It's like a 6-hour drive almost.
I mean, they pay him to do it.
Yeah.
So he does it. But still, man, I wouldn't want to do that. That's a long drive.
Mm-hmm. They had like a little thing, like it looked like a 2-gram disposable they were about to release.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I didn't talk to him, but I should have, because that would have been interesting. You did a bit more exploring than I did.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I like sitting here, I like talking about stuff, but I want to go and look and do things.
Yeah, I basically tried to do what we did at Pride, where you and our partner Mia showed up and kind of like talked. And I was just going to be like, no, you two go around, I'll man the table
I forced you to go and look at things. And then at that time, the select rep was like, how's things going? I'm like, I'm trying to get Rayven to leave the fucking table. She won't leave. I want her to go enjoy herself, and she won't leave the table. And he even said, go, enjoy yourself. I don't have anybody to do that for me. No, was fun. I had a
Yeah,
good
it was
time.
fun. I made a beeline to the ice cream truck to see if there was any like dairy-free options for you.
Brewster's, please like do a partnership with us. That'd be great.
Oh, that would be great.
Oh
They're
my
a big
God.
chain though.
They're so good.
Let's see who all I saw there. I talked to some of the folks at Keeping It Glassy. Try seeing if they want to do a show because they're a Pittsburgh-based company. I think.
love them. I have 10% off coupon. I need to go visit
Same.
their store again.
I want a sticker
Yeah.
on their like little wind spin wheel thingy.
I have a little pipe that looks like the very first one hitter that I ever bought at that little gas station by our house in State College.
Yeah, where we originally recorded the podcast.
And we got into the program. And we went to that dispensary that later became an Air that was a Nature's Medicine. And we used to get that confused with
Nature's Pantry.
Nature's Pantry that had the really good soda pop.
Yeah. That was the only place for a while I could only get that Flying Cauldron butterscotch soda.
Yeah.
Now I can get a Giant Eagle. Thanks.
I love you, Giant Eagle.
That just reminded me, not to get too far off topic, is when we were going towards New Jersey for our trip, and we passed Giants.
Oh my goodness. And Mia was like, where's
the rest of you?
Why is it the same font? Is it the same store? And I had to explain to Mia, they're actually, I thought the same thing. There are two completely separate grocery store chains.
Owned by two completely
separate people. And they just happen to have the same royalty-free font.
And the same color, red.
Yeah. And green for the lettering. And I was like, why? Or is it red lettering?
It's a red
lettering, but there's a leaf. On Giant Eagle, isn't there? I don't know, it's on Giant.
Giant Eagle has a leaf on their logo and digital prints. Giant has like this, like looks like a cut fruit and those like 3 little slices.
But yeah, because we went through Central PA and we got to see the Giants.
Not to be confused with the baseball team.
Yeah, not that one.
But yeah, where was I talking about before that?
Before that, we were talking about the Cannabis Festival.
Yeah, where was it? Well, I got to see cool things. Asher was there.
I didn't see Asher.
Asher was like way on the other side, like past where the food trucks were.
Okay.
And I was honestly surprised. Because he was actually threatening not to come this year.
Why is that?
They didn't invite him at first. And he was threatening not, from what I've heard. This is all hearsay. But, yeah, he was threatening not to come to the event. No. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where to put my pens. Because how everything was kind of like, it felt like it was rushed and last minute and everything.
And boy, howdy, if you thought last year was this year, oh my God. We got contacted 3 weeks before the event?
I had to contact them.
You contacted them 3 weeks before the event.
Yeah, it was like the 20th of like June.
And said, hey.
Or July, sorry.
You said you'd reach back out for next year.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, and again, it totally staffing issue. I totally get it. Understandable.
Which is what I'm saying is, if anybody's listening, I want to step up. I want to take care of it. I want to do it. I think it'll be fun to organize everything. And I know it's a lot of phone calls and emails and shit, but like, I have downtime at work. We work in a dispensary.
We have slow days.
Yeah, that are good for doing paperwork. Honestly, doing stuff for the Cannabis Festival these past couple days and writing the press copy, the radio edit, the radio copies and shit like that, made my day go faster.
Mm-hmm.
Like doing stuff with the podcast and writing up things and whatever. I didn't get to make any of the graphics this year, but again, didn't have as much time to make graphics and think of things.
Yeah, I did it though.
You did, yeah.
I will say that I can't remember their name now. I have to look at like their website, see if they were on it or at all. But like the person that was handling like intros for like things at the bud stage and everything,
they were super cool. I needed to scan their QR code and I didn't get to.
But they did like a little live intro for us and everything because they were doing like those loop panel things, and they would beatbox and everything and make a loop with it.
Yeah, and it was so cool. I tried to catch some of it on video. If it's good enough, and or if it's actually like the intro music, I might post it on our Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to catch it for our Instagram.
Mm-hmm. So that was cool.
That was real cool.
Yeah, because I was confused because I was like, hey, are we doing the thing on the stage again like we did last year?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It was literally the day of.
Yeah.
This morning we had to ask them, and we're like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, and I felt bad because the person was like, yeah, this kind of just became my thing last night. I was like, oh, fun.
Good grief.
But you know what? We had a good event. We actually ended up making more money at Cannabis Festival than we did at Pride, ironically.
It's just crazy.
Not by much, but the fact that we were selling stuff for 5 hours versus 3 days of Pride.
Yeah.
That was more of the crazy thing for me, anyway. I didn't get sick this year.
Yeah, you didn't take any candy from strangers. I, however, did. Our friends at Curated Flame had the stoner gumballs again, and I bought 3 of them before we left. The pre-roll I smoked before the podcast, real good. If any of you from Curated Flame are listening, I love your pre-rolls. I also got a gram of Blue Dream I'm going to crack into after the podcast, probably. And then I have a Delta 8 gummy. They're all Delta 8. But that Blue Dream smells real good.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Delta 8 stuff.
It's alright. It's not, they call it light weed, and I understand why. It's not the full, effect of Delta 9 THC. It's not nearly as strong. It's not nearly as fully encompassing of an effect, but it's still pleasant.
That's fair. I was going to say something. No, I can't remember.
It's the weed, Rayven.
What weed?
I don't know.
I haven't smoked because I wanted to give a review with the patch that wouldn't interfere with the patch's effects. You know?
No, I feel like I got a good amount of the patch's effects without interfering otherwise, and it's very nice. I really like these. I really hope that they go down in price after we have them for a bit.
Yeah, me too.
Well, 1906 was there, and they had a bootstrap guessing game.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a big vase full of shit with a lid on it, and it had it's full of bootstraps, fake bootstraps.
Oh, guess how many are in the container?
Yeah, guess how many's in here and win something. I don't remember what they were giving away, but
that's cool.
Yeah,
I saw. I didn't really talk much at the tables this year. The little thing into the background. So goat grinders have entered Pennsylvania. I don't know if they're a PA based company or not. I haven't shared a lot of them yet, but I got very interested in them because this is funny. And I told the guy I was talking to this story. I was scrolling on the PA medical Reddit, and someone bought a goat grinder and was telling, if you guys like to use this for making edibles or whatever, and you go through a lot of flour, get a goat grinder. I'm like, a goat grinder? That sounds cool. And I was looking at it, that's a weird shape. And I was like, oh, I wonder if our sponsor page got on the Pittsburgh Cannabis Festival. So I look, and lo and behold, Goat Grinder's one of the sponsors for the event. I'm like, huh.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm very glad you went to buy one, because I was thinking about it, and then I was like, I don't need one. I don't think I need one.
So for our audience, when I say that a lot of the stuff comes out of our pocket, and we were selling stickers to do things for the podcast, including we buy stuff for reviews, we got that goat grinder with the money we sold our stickers with today. So thank you for that, because that's a $60 grinder.
And it's beautiful, though.
But it also can be attached to mason jars, which I thought was interesting.
That's why we should have bought that $1 mason jar at the freaking Dollar General whenever we went to go get our stuff. So get it, because we were going to buy a goat grinder.
Yeah, you just knew.
Just knew. I had a feeling.
I had, of course, get it in my favorite color.
Purple. Both of our favorite colors.
I thought your favorite color was black.
No, black is the absence of color. Purple is a color. Just how white is the lack of color.
How could white be the lack of color and black be the absence of color?
Shut up. Black. Is it black or is it white that reflects all colors back to you?
White.
It's white.
Because you put white light through a prism.
White is all of the colors.
It's all
Black
the colors.
is none of the colors.
Yes.
So white is all of the... Yeah, white's all the colors.
But the ironic thing is, to make black paint, you need to mix all the colors.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's so weird. Color theory in painting's weird.
I like black. But purple is my favorite color. I'm a purple person.
I do like purple. Specifically like a deep, dark purple.
Like purple.
And
like I'm looking at the
top of my Google thing for our podcast.
Oh, yes, that color purple. Because that is also the color purple my Chrome is. But also the H in our human flag, the bottom of that.
Oh, and the pride?
Yeah. It's a deep purple.
That for reference for people at home, that is the purple middle thing in the middle color purple in the bisexual pride flag.
No, I'm looking at the H.
Oh, I thought you said the U.
No, the H.
Oh, the H.
The H, the bottom of the purple H. Is that the ace flag?
I want to say that is the ace flag. I think that's the
ace flag. The purple in the ace flag is like my favorite color, purple. I fucking love purple. You looking it up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, it is the ace flag.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything you want to add before break? Is there anything you want to talk about more about the Cannabis Festival? I had a great time.
I had a great time too. We made the joke of I wasn't allowed to buy myself any more glass, and you said unless I was like, I can buy myself a glass pendant, which is what I was looking for, and you were like, well, what if there's a piece that's a pendant?
Yeah.
And guess what? Our friends at Curated Flame have one. I almost bought one. It was blue, and it was like $29. It was so cute, and it was made by a local artist.
That's cool.
And I'm like, that is fucking neat. It was only about 3 inches long.
Yeah.
And it was maybe 2 hits. It was gorgeous. It was so cute. I loved it.
I had a great time. Definitely. Who did I talk to on the first trip I went out to? I don't know. I saw some really cool. Some people were selling cannabis related jewelry. Some people were doing like those string with nail art things that had like cool cannabis related celebrities.
There was a person who was painting buds that was gorgeous.
Oh, I remember who I was talking to now. So little shout out to, I just want to see to Mims Ceramics. They're a Pittsburgh based ceramic artist, I guess. They make like pipes and stuff and bubblers and all of that.
The coolest thing they made that I want looks like the Turner's little cardboard container, but it's a bug, it's a pipe, it's a water piece. It's fucking beautiful and gorgeous, and I need one.
Yeah, and I believe according to their profile, their name's Nola. So I know it was very nice to meet you officially. I had to stop by because I saw you. I was like, wait, I know who that is. That's Friend. I watch your live shows a lot, or when I can. But yeah, I had to ask about that Turner's one.
I also heard that there was another one that was going to be made, but it's how much?
They're $300.
But I would totally buy one.
Yeah, no.
If it looks like the little thing at Turner's, absolutely.
Yeah, that's because they have like their other Mo Carton ones are $300 as well.
Yeah,
so
it's gorgeous. All your stuff's beautiful.
It is, and I just loved watching the process of like watching them put the glaze on stuff. Very fun. Watch them make big batches of glazes for a bit.
That's awesome.
I definitely want to go. They'll do classes sometime. We should definitely do a class one day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got nothing
else. I got nothing else for this half.
Well, I will say the Pittsburgh Cannabis Festival was a lot of fun. Definitely, some bumps in the road, but definitely we'll be back next year.
Yeah.
And we'll be back after
our break.
Pretty in pink and purely wood pulp derived, Blazy Susan pink rolling papers and cones will add a pop of color to your next smoke sesh. Their classic pink papers are naturally dyed, vegan, GMO-free, and food safe. They contain no amounts of heavy metals or pesticides unlike other paper producers. Care about what goes in your lungs with Blazy Susan papers and cones. Use promo code BGSOTC20 at checkout to get 20% off with your friends at Smoking Out the Closet. Plus, get free shipping on orders over $50 in the United States. And we are back. So this originally came up on TikTok for me, and I totally forgot about it. And I wanted to talk about it because I found an article talking about it because I forgot. I know that sounded like a lot of words all at once. I know you're laughing at me. Stop it.
I'm sorry.
So Grindr employees launch union drive amid tech layoffs and anti-LGBT attacks. Employees of the LGBTQ dating company Grindr are petitioning to unionize, extending the wave of organizing among tech workers. Workers filed a unionization petition with the U.S. National Labor Relations Board Thursday and announced a campaign to management during a previously scheduled all-hands Zoom. Pro-union staff say they've signed up the vast majority of a proposed bargaining unit of 100 employees, including cloud engineering, IT design, marketing, and quality assurance workers. Also, side note, Zoom is making all their employees come back to in-office work.
The irony.
Yes, the irony. The irony.
Oh my goodness.
Quote, as members and allies of communities that are systematically oppressed, we know the strength lies in working together, not alone. Employees behind the effort wrote in a mission statement. We are already all in this together, or do we just want to define the DTR or define the relationship? Now, one thing I've learned recently is the CEO of Grindr is not the greatest person. He is a gay man, but he's one of those like conservative gay men.
Oh.
And is the reason why there's been like some transphobic issues with like people, like trans people being on the app.
Jeez.
And them getting blocked or banned and everything. It's one of those not really great ones. It's one of those like he looks like one of those guys that would like is married to a woman but is secretly kind of gay and wants to keep everything on the down low. Yeah.
All I can think of is the "we're right and we're gay" from American Dad.
We're red and we're gay.
Yeah, those guys.
The Log Cabin Republicans, which is an
Oh,
actual
God.
party.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a joke.
So did I until you told me it was real.
Yeah, because I had to look it up, and I was like, wait, there's no way there's a real... my God. Apparently, wait, where was it? But unionizing employees say they want to secure existing benefits such as trans-inclusive health care, win new protections like pay transparency and job security. We want a company built for queer people, not one built to extract wealth from queer people. Employees said in their letter, we want to build it together, united. Like Starbucks corporate unions, They are urging their company to add a worker representatives to the board, a practice that is common in Europe but is rare in the United States. In an email, Grindr spokesperson Patrick Linehan says, "We respect our employees' rights and point of view, and we will continue to work together to make Grindr a place to work for all." The company didn't elaborate on how it will respond to the campaign. Grindr, which this I didn't know, but thanks to the article, I do know now. Which is in Time magazine, by the way. This is an article in Time.
Interesting.
Grindr, which was sold by the Chinese firm Beijing Kunlun, sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, tech company in 2020 after U.S. regulators raised national security concerns, went public last year via a merger with special purpose acquisition Taiga Acquisition Company. The Grindr app, which shows a grid of nearby users organized by how many feet away they are, had 12.8 million monthly active users as of March 31st.
Good grief.
Yeah, so Grindr is big, and this is a big thing for the LGBT community because, like, we need to make sure that our apps are for us and by us and have relations. For us, you know what I mean?
That's like if you, I don't know how much you're on Lex, but that's like if Lex was run by a straight white man. Because that app is very queer. Their whole thing is if it's queer, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it needs to be somebody in the community. It needs to be somebody who is like looking out for us. And not just some of us, all of us.
Exactly. Oh jeez, what the heck was it? Sorry. There's a thing I wanted to bring up for TikTok that I think I had it on the Grindr thing, but I can't remember now. Yeah, I guess I don't. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say about that? Because it's basically, we need it to be for us, by us. And, like, that's what Her tried to do, but then they got a little bad for a while, and they tried fixing it.
Yeah.
And they are getting better at it, but it's a slow it's a slow process.
Yeah.
There is okay. So what I'm trying to find, if the internet will let me, is there is a term that is going around for lesbian bars now.
Oh shoot, I remember. Is it Phila?
Is it Phila?
Feminine, intersex, lesbian, asexual.
That might be what it is.
And that is what lesbian bars are trying to uphold. Is that's where they are, or is it the non-binary people are in there somewhere, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out what the hell it was.
I think I'm close. Starts with an F though. I know that much.
Yeah. What is it?
Flinta?
That's it. It's Flinta.
I was like, the N needs to go in there somewhere. It's Flinta. So, feminine, lesbian, intersex, non-binary. What's the T? Trans and asexual.
Mm-hmm.
Are the groups of people for their target audience for lesbian bars.
Mm-hmm.
Because the definition of the people who are in the lesbian bars have changed. So
exactly,
they're trying to be inclusive and
Flinta is basically, and it started in Germany, of all places.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it started in German gay bars, to kind of be inclusive of everybody and be a little easier with the language and everything. But they, from the TikTok I was watching, it started in Germany, and it is like you said, it is for feminists,
feminine people, lesbians,
yeah, intersex, non-binary, trans, and ace/arrow.
Yeah.
And it's basically just means anybody is welcome in the lesbian bar that's not a man.
Yeah.
Or a cis man.
Yeah.
Because, maybe some trans guys want to be there. But yeah, it's pretty much everybody who's on the more female-leaning or feminine-leaning identities side of the spectrum. And, the middle people, too. Like non-binaries, like you.
Yeah. Or outside.
Yeah.
Outside of it. Just as long as you're not a man.
Yeah. And I kind of like that. I like that that's becoming a thing because it's a lot more it's a lot more inclusive.
It is.
One thing I do want to talk about gay bars a little bit while we're kind of on the subject still is how not all of them are disabilities accessible. Like they're not the greatest for people with handicaps.
I'm thinking of Chumley's right now.
Yeah, that's what I was actually.
Jesus, you can barely squeeze between the bar and the back wall in that place.
That is when I say that as a hole in the wall, folks, that is literally like you have enough space for two people to turn to their sides and scoop like sand crab next to each other, just kind of awkwardly scoop past each other. While you have the bar there, it is very much a hole in the wall. Anybody that is is stuck in a wheelchair or in crutches or even needs to use a cane,
you can't
go in Chumley's. The only bar in State College, the only gay bar in State College, you can't go in there if you have a handicap. And that's the thing that's an issue with our entire country and society as a whole, not just the LGBT side. Like people with disabilities have a lot of struggles and everything. I will admit that, invisible or visible disabilities. But dear God, there's a lot of issues against disabled people in the LGBT community as well. And that's the thing we gotta knock the fuck off.
Yeah.
A lot of it's older gays.
The old gays.
Specifically the old gay men who think being means a personality still. Ugh. Like, we get it. You were a twink and attractive back in the 70s. Shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck.
And now you're old and bitter. Don't take it out on us. That's not a personality trait, being old and bitter.
But, there's a lot of them who are, make it hard or had everything set up to make it hard for, people with disabilities. And we don't need that. There are a lot of queer people that have disabilities. That's society. People are going to have disabilities. We don't need to make our community a worse place for them. We should be the shining example of making it better for society.
Yeah.
Also, I know I've said this before, but to the fucking queers who are just being racist, knock that shit off.
Just stop it.
Okay, Tyler. So Tyler, our friend on It's a Podcast, made a joke on the first or second episode of when they're gonna take over the South, and he was like, "And listen, to you folks out of the South, no, you were like this and everything, but there's a group of you who are just fucking racist. Stop it, stop it,
just stop it." I agree with Tyler. Just stop it.
Also, shout out to Tyler and Malik from It's a Podcast.
Hi, Tyler and Malik.
God, I've been talking to them. Yeah. A little side thing. We were kind of loose on this episode. It's fine.
It's okay.
I've been talking to them, and I've been listening to their episodes and everything. I really want to do an episode where we talk about. It doesn't even have to be about the main thing with our podcast if we go on theirs. I just want to have one little bit of referencing it's West PA versus East PA, Pittsburgh versus Philly.
Yeah.
The episode, because that'd be great, because Blake and Tyler are based out in the Philly area, and they talk about Walla a lot, and they talk about like Philly stuff, like, you know, going up the steps of the library where Rocky Balboa went up in the movie Rocky.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like how they did the Philly cast did that with Rocky Horror.
Yes.
Can't remember the Philly cast shadow cast name out there.
They're not full body cast, are they?
No, that might be them. Whoever the Philly shadow cast is, I'm so sorry, I'm drawing a blank on your name,
And
but
you're
you guys
listening.
were awesome.
Hi, yeah, you guys are amazing.
Everybody that was at all the shadow casts are amazing. You all know who you are.
Yes.
But that's everywhere. All the shadow casts for Rocky Horror are amazing, because you do Rocky Horror shadow casts. You're amazing. But yeah, they talk about that kind of stuff, and I'm thinking, because you had Wawa for the first time when we went to New Jersey.
Yeah.
And we've, you know, you and me have had that fight. I wouldn't even say fight. We've had that lovely debate of who's better, Sheets or Wawa, Sheets or Wawa, Sheets or Wawa. Now we need to do a thing, because we found the answer. It's Get-Go.
Yeah.
It's fucking Get-Go.
It's Gecko.
But Get-Go's only a Pittsburgh thing.
Yeah.
So, Malik and Tyler, we cordially invite you to come out to the Pittsburgh area so you may try a Get-Go.
And then we can say Gecko versus Wawa.
Yeah, that'd be the name of the episode, Get-Go versus Wawa. No, it'd probably have to be Sheets versus Wawa, because that more people know about Sheets in PA than Get-Go. Oh, there was another article I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to talk about before I bring this up?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't have a whole lot to talk about other than the Cannabis Festival this week.
We're gonna go with this one, because this one's a bigger news thing. For Marijuana Moment, from written by Kyle Yeager. Hi, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
NAACP. Oh my gosh, why can't I speak right now?
It's okay, baby. A long day.
Renews support for marijuana legalization with new call to protect cannabis industry workers' rights. The NAACP has voted to adopt a resolution that renews its support for federal marijuana legalization with a new call to protect workers' rights in the cannabis industry. At the 114th NAACP National Convention late last month, delegates held a what's that word?
Plenary session.
Okay. I thought that said plenary, but I was like, I never heard or seen that word before. Where they voted on a variety of measures, including one that reaffirmed the organization's prior cannabis reform platforms, while adding a new position on labor peace agreements and marijuana industry worker protections. Which I agree, because we had a couple people die because not having PPE in grow facilities or packing facilities.
Yeah.
That shit needs to stop. I'm looking at you, GTI Rhythm and True Leaf. Fuck you both.
The shade can be heard across the ages listening to this episode.
The resolution was adopted without discussion during the session. Notes that, quote, the majority of people in the cannabis industry will be workers rather than owners, end quote, and advocates that, quote, the workers who grow, process, test, distribute, and sell cannabis deserve a fair and safe workplace and family-sustaining job like every other worker. Access to union representation, training, and apprenticeship will ensure that a broad range of workers can benefit from the cannabis industry, especially workers from communities that have been disproportionately impacted by cannabis prohibition in the past, it says. Further, the note measures unions and related labor services like apprenticeships can promote diversity within marijuana spaces, which we need.
Yes.
helping to promote industry participation by people who've been disproportionately impacted by the war on drugs.
People of color.
Fuck you, Nixon.
I had a patient laugh at me the other day when we were like, well, why is cannabis such a big deal? And I was like, I don't know, ask Richard Nixon. And they lauged at me. I was like, no, you laugh. It's
You laugh.
true.
Yeah.
Ask him.
Ask Nixon, because Nixon is, well, because okay, so we've talked about the whole breakdown on this show before. Do you want me to do the breakdown again?
Yeah, I'll have to. But
Okay, because I was listening to it a bit because it's part of Henry Spiegler started it because he was originally an alcohol prohibitionist, and it was the reason why the prohibition started with alcohol, and then he decided, you know what, I would still want to do this because I need to keep my funds and Christian values and blah blah blah. So he decided, what do we do? What are people afraid of? Oh, hey, people are afraid of Mexicans for some reason.
And what do they smoke? Marijuana.
So he started the first rounds of cannabis prohibition, which is mostly, it was the marijuana tax of the 1930s, but also made the Parents Beware, or it was like it's the Reefer Madness movies.
Yeah.
Which the thing is, I don't know. The only reason why I think a lot of people were being racist towards specifically Mexicans at that time was because of the Spanish-American War. I want to say. I don't know. Oh. It was the same shit they were doing around the fucking same time again now that Florida's fucking doing. As the stock market tanked and unemployment grew, white Americans accused Mexicans and other foreigners of stealing American jobs.
They're gerbs.
Yeah, is that fucking bullshit?
All that shit.
Sorry, I just had to do that because I was like, why? Wait, what happened to the 30s that made them do that? Go watch Adam Ruins Everything about drugs because he talks about that bit quite a bit.
Yeah.
But also then Richard Nixon brought it up and was like, yes, we need a way. And basically, his aide admitted to basically fabricating the war on drugs so they can use it to basically break into their political enemies' homes. So they made heroin and cannabis Schedule I drugs, and they would use heroin against the Black Panthers for some reason. It's in, and the only reason I'm saying heroin with the Black Panthers is because that is what the aide said. Here, what was it? Here's the actual quote. We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be against the war or black, but getting the public to associate hippies with marijuana and blacks with heroin and then criminalize both heavily, we could destruct those communities, we could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on the evening news. Did we know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did. John Ehrlichman, assistant to the president for domestic affairs of the Richard Nixon administration.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah. So that's why I just want to make sure people knew. I was like, no, I'm not associating heroin with black people.
That they did.
But yeah, that's why the war on drugs started, and then Reagan took it even further. Because also, fuck Reagan.
Yeah.
Reaganomics bullshit, fucking AIDS denying ass little motherfucker. But yeah, the NAACP probably looks like they were trying to undo that damage that they started.
Good.
And I feel like that's something we're going to talk about a bit on the show, quite a bit, is the whole war on drugs. And we're going to bring up that little factoid every now and again.
Yes.
This is important that we don't forget that shit.
Exactly. And people wonder, well, why is cannabis illegal right now? That is why.
Okay, but also, can we just say how dumb this is dumb to me. Verano. Do you know what their slogan is? Verano.
We say yes.
We say yes.
Because of the whole just say no.
Yeah, the whole Nancy Reagan just say no.
Just say no. If you're offered drugs, just say no.
And then
Verano says yes.
Yeah, we say yes.
Like, okay.
That's not the message. Like, I get what they're trying to do.
Yeah. I understand where they're coming from.
Like, they want to be like, yes, cannabis isn't this thing we should be vilifying. We say yes. But you got to admit, like, okay, first off, most kids aren't going to understand. Younger millennials and Gen Z and Gen Alpha people aren't going to get that reference.
Yeah.
Like, their understanding of just say no usually is, nowadays, if they see American Dad, hey, Roger, while you're out, can you give me the Nancy Reagan commemorative stamps? The Adolfo set or the Just Say No outfit? What do you think? The Adolfo set? Yeah. I watch too much American Dad. But that's probably what they're going to get. No, like, none of them, remember, going into arcade cabinets and, like, booting it up and seeing the winners don't do drugs. Heck, I don't even remember that, really.
No.
The only time I know that it was a thing is because I went to an arcade once that was really old and had one of those old arcade cabinets, and it still had that on there. And I was like, what? So, like, it's only the kids who, played arcade games in the 80s and the 90s. I didn't play arcades till, like, early aughts. So, like, it really doesn't fit most of the current generation.
Yeah.
It's only for the older folks who are going to get that. And I get cool. Oh my gosh, the cat's moving the water.
Yeah, he's out of water, so he's trying to get all the water out of there.
Okay. Well, I guess we should water the cats. My name is Rayven. I use she, her pronouns.
I am Asmodeus. I use they, them pronouns.
And this has been another episode of
Smoking Out the Closet.
Bye.
Bye.